but they always run scared. And nobody ever has an example of where a politician was defeated because he was too strong on crime and drugs. But they have a lot of examples where somebody was defeated because they were too soft on crime and drugs. And so our problem, our challenge has been to convert public policy, our public opinion that we've already built up, into public policy. And again, I think the only way we're going to get there is when they hear from more and more average Americans who smoke marijuana from their district that say, look, if you want me to continue supporting you, you got to know how important this issue is to me. You don't really have to say you're a smoker. You can come close to that and get by with it, I think. All right, I need to wrap this up so we can go home. You folks have been a terribly patient group this week, and we appreciate that. I want to mention real quickly something Alan St. Pierre mentioned in his opening comments, but I think it is important. One of the most exciting things to come down the pipe in the last year, from my perspective, has been this SAFER initiative, because it's one where it's so simple, we almost overlooked it. We used to argue the issue of marijuana is less dangerous than alcohol, but we also argued we're spending too much money on jail. We also argued that it's unfair to arrest marijuana. There were a lot of arguments. And somehow, sometimes in that mix of arguments, you don't quite catch somehow. What this initiative seems to have done so far, the one in Denver is now going statewide, and 3 college campuses along with SSDP chapters and normal chapters are now passed an equalization ordinance or a recommendation on their campus. These are wonderful opportunities to debate the entire issue of legalizing marijuana, fairness, and how it compares with alcohol, and it costs almost no money. And in addition, they give us a chance, those of us that work with different organizations, to reach out and work together for a change. Far too often we're fighting for resources, we're competing for credit, for resources, and that's understandable, but it sometimes precludes us from working cooperatively on projects where we share a common interest. And I think the SAFER cooperation that NORML's been doing, and I trust other groups are going to start, I know SSDP has, other groups will start doing. If there's at least a college chapter out there of NORML any place in America the next year, and they don't do a SAFER initiative, I think they're missing an opportunity. And I think a lot of the state chapters too. So let me just quickly recommend that. I think that's terribly important if we can do it. Once we work together on projects, we kind of forget the stuff that we are fighting over, and we appreciate what we share in common, and we become a movement, instead of competing for resources, which seems sometimes too frequent. All right, what does all this mean? Well, in my mind, it means at least that we are gradually but steadily winning this fight. And sometime in the next few years, I used to say in my lifetime, I'm frankly not as positive about that fact right now, but within your lifetime, we are going to win this battle, and we're going to legalize marijuana. We're going to stop arresting smokers. And so that's a fait accompli. We just have to figure out how to work it out. They're not going to go back and change our minds. So they're never going to get 3/4 of America that says let's treat marijuana smokers like criminals again. So that we've done. Secondly, I think we're going to have a period of embarrassment and shame that's going to be fairly significant when we think about the damage that we've sat by as a culture and allowed to happen for 75 years. Think about the numbers of people who've lost jobs or lives or custody of children and spent decades in prison for a nonviolent crime, a plant that grows naturally. So I think there will be some recrimination of sorts. I'm not sure how that'll take, whether there will be a report. I hope there is at some point, some congressional report or something that acknowledges the following, quote, "At the heart of liberty is the right to define one's own concept of existence, of meaning, of the universe, of the mystery of human life. It is a promise of the Constitution that there is a realm of personal liberty which government may not enter." Now, as I said when I began, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the responsible use of marijuana. It should be of no interest or concern to the government. But we are only incidentally talking about marijuana. We're really talking about that personal freedom, that realm of personal liberty where government may not enter, according to the justice. With the continued support of good people like you all across this country, we're committed to returning a measure of personal freedom to tens of millions of responsible marijuana smokers over the next few years. Thank you very much for coming.
We so happy we alive. We together can survive. Stop the bullshit, stop the lies. Now's the time to legalize. Tell me, brother, tell me true. What the hell we gonna do? Remember the days we saw purple haze. 1 and 1 is 3. Hey, hey, baby, what you do to me? We so happy, we alive. We together can survive. Mother Nature, heaven sent, don't belong to government. Hey there, sister, what's the plan? Do you really understand? Remember the days we saw purple haze. 1 and 1 is 3. Hey, hey, baby, what you do to me? We so happy, we alive. We together can survive. Stop the bullshit, stop the lies. Now's the time to legalize. Half the world up in smoke. Where on earth can we take the tug? Remember the days we saw purple haze. 1 and 1 is 3. Hey, hey, baby, what you do to me? Human nature, full and free, modifies reality. Open up, inner flower, peace and love, inner power. Open up, inner flower, peace and love, inner power. Remember the days we saw purple haze. 1 and 1 is 3. Hey, hey, baby, what you do to me?